Trump has gone ahead with imposing a 25% tariff tax on all car imports and many automotive part imports. I'm about to quote from the White House press release this afternoon that describes these tariff taxes that Trump is imposing on U.S. importers. Quote, the 25% tariff will be applied to imported passenger vehicles, sedans, SUVs, crossovers, minivans, cargo vans, and light trucks, as well as key automotive parts, engines, transmissions, powertrain parts, and electrical components, with processes to expand tariffs on additional parts if necessary. Importers of automobiles under the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement will be given the opportunity to certify their U.S. content and systems will be implemented such that 25% tariff will only apply to the value of their non-U.S. content. USMCA compliant automobile parts will remain tariff-free until the Secretary of Commerce, in consultation with U.S. Customs and Border Protection, establishes a process to apply tariffs to their non-U.S. content. End of quote. This is a violation of the USMCA agreement that allows for tariff-free treatment when a car or part is USMCA compliant, meaning that the required percentage of parts, aluminum and steel, are sourced from Canada, the US, and or Mexico. Trump is justifying the U.S. trade treaty violation that he negotiated and signed, by the way, by invoking Section 232 of the 1962 Trade Expansion Act, by claiming that imports from Canada and Mexico threaten U.S. national security. The House and Senate Republicans were required to vote on accepting these tariff increases that Trump is imposing within 15 days after a resolution was introduced, and one had been introduced, that triggers this vote requirement. But the Republicans changed the requirement by saying that all of 2025 was the first day in the 15-day period. So all are now complicit in the price hikes to U.S. consumers caused by these Trump tariff taxes, including those that will be applied that are in violation of the existing trade treaty with Canada and Mexico that Trump negotiated and signed. Kelley Blue Book has the average price of a new car at $49,740. That was the latest one I could find. So adding a 35% Republican tariff tax paid by the U.S. importer would increase the price by about $12,535. It would be less than that because the 25% would only apply to the content manufactured outside of the United States. The U.S. importer pays the Republican tariff taxes. It will take 2 or 3 years or longer to go through the permitting process for a new manufacturing plant in the United States, to build the plant and then to tool it and ramp up production levels. And I've got those estimates from several experts in that field. The Republican tariff taxes will be levied on all car imports and the affected parts starting on April 3rd, 2025. Some of the cars assembled in Canada or Mexico include the Dodge Charger and Challenger, Honda's CR-V hybrid, the Ford Maverick, Mustang, and Mach 3, the Chevrolet Silverado and Equinox, as well as several SUVs and pickup trucks. For automobiles currently manufactured in the U.S., costs will rise significantly due to the 25% Republican tariff taxes paid by U.S. importers on all steel and aluminum imports. And those car companies are heavy users of those metals. I expect, of course, several impacted foreign countries to retaliate with tariffs on U.S. exports, raising an equivalent dollar amount as the U.S. auto tariffs will raise. Other U.S. Tariff taxes, which have not yet been clearly identified, will be announced next week. A new one, which I discussed in a previous video, is a 25% tariff on all imports from a country that buys any crude oil from Venezuela. That starts on February 2nd or February 3rd. China is the main importer of Venezuelan crude, so another 25% on all of its exports to the United States would be added to the existing tariffs, and those would be paid by the U.S. Importer and then passed on to the U.S. consumer. Republicans have found a way to tax consumers, U.S. consumers, in a surreptitious manner, including those who have do not pay any federal income tax, which is about 40% of the taxpayers. I would close with this comment. Canada is the largest foreign country importer of U.S. manufactured vehicles. What will soon happen to those exports? Even if Canada let it slide, which they're not going to let it slide as to imposing retaliatory tariffs, the Canadians are going to boycott U.S. products, not only the U.S. made cars, but just any U.S. product. And that's understandable from their perspective. The United States has declared war on the Canada and the Canadian economy. But for Trump to assess the damage he will be causing to U.S. manufacturers of cars and auto parts, that would require him to think ahead about the repercussions of his actions, do an informed and intelligent cost-benefit analysis, and that he is incapable of doing even that kind of analysis at an elementary grade school level. So we're in for a rough road ahead.